I don't know how to, I was sitting here talking about life, and when you don't have it like other people have, there are days when you don't have money for food. I've been there where some days is real. Like I don't eat a lot. I mean, you gotta slow down your eating when you can't afford to live like everybody else lives. I was talking about earlier in another video that doing without. That's what I'm saying. Is life, the experience in life of living in your car is different versus somebody that can afford to do it. These people on here, I watch YouTube, and that's how I learned a lot of stuff that I'm doing. I've watched people, I've run into people, one person, but life in your car when you're forced to because you don't make enough money for bills or whatever. Shoot, I've gotten to a place where even food was a struggle, where I had to slow down my eating because I knew I wouldn't have enough for the month. Right now I'm eating rice. I don't know what kind of chopped up pork chop and seaweed paper. Is that what it's called? Seaweed? Sometimes you don't always have enough money for eating. People don't talk about stuff like that because they ain't feeling it. They don't know what that's like. What I'm saying, if you struggle, I get $1,500 a month for disability, and I get a United Health card for insurance, and they give you $71, so that helps too for food or for medicine. I have Medicare, and people don't understand how that works. They take money out of your check if you don't have Medicaid. It's just they don't tell you. They don't tell you. I mean, Roman Reckless with that big old rig. She got a father. She's got a mother that supports her when. I mean, if you ain't working and you only on YouTube and you making ends meet, because Roman Reckless got robbed and they stole all her stuff. And people were just throwing money at her. Man, that's reality for some people. But some people on here, I don't know, like me, some days there ain't no food. You know what I'm saying? You gotta slow down your eating. Because in certain places, wherever you're at, are very expensive. Like I'm in Washington State. It's expensive here. And then they say, well, why are you staying there? Move to a cheaper place. You gotta have gas to do that. You can't just up and pick up when you're on a budget. Life is different when you're forced out here versus you just doing it for a hobby and doing it like Roman Reckless and her friend. They can afford those pop-ups. My dream was to have a pop-up was for my Jeep to be cut and popped up so I can have headspace, because $1,500 a month disability, I'm never going to be able to afford rent. I don't know what the future holds. I'm not sad about it. I'm not. But it is what it is. Life, you do what you can with what you've been given with. You try. I got self-build because I can't afford to be building. I don't know how to do any of that stuff. I'm not. I see all these people. Just do it. Just do it. Just build. Stop building the parking lot. Well, I'm not a build savvy person. I can do certain things, but I put together a roof rack and put it on top of my Jeep. It took me 2 days to do that. It was a one-day job. came into 1,000 pieces. I was like, what the frick am I gonna do with this? But I'm just being real. I'm just being real. You know. Some days are nice. I've been to a lot. I've been to quite a few places. Camping and hiking. Stayed a week out. I didn't have my solar panels then. I probably would have stayed longer. I had mold in my car. You know, when you have mold in your car and you don't have a home base to go to or live in, that's no joke. I was getting sick, so I had to pull everything out of my car. I had to wipe my car down with vinegar, clear all the mold out, and that's real. Nobody talks about mold in vehicles. And that's why there's a self-build and not a build, because reality is cars sweat no matter where you're at. And the only time you really won't get that is if you're moving constantly. Because then your air conditioner, your whatever, does the work for you. It gets all that moisture out of your car. The sun being in the elements helps your car. When you sit a lot of the times, mold can build up. Moisture can get trapped. And if you're not mindful of that and diligently wiping your car down, I wipe my car down with vinegar all the time. That's my best friend, vinegar and water. I use it for everything. Bleach makes mold come back. Never use bleach for mold. Vinegar is the best thing you can use, and baking soda. Put it down. But I had to deal with mold. And I was getting sick, sinuses. I didn't know what was happening. And I had mold. But I have to deal with all that. Now, I'm in a rainy, cold environment. That's why I don't do builds, because cars are not created to live in. And I don't care what you do to them, they're going to have moisture. Unless you got some kind of machine that stops the moisture. That's why I see when people are sick and they have colds and they live in their car, I wonder, do they have mold in their car and they don't know it? Because mold makes you have cold-like symptoms. Your sinuses are bothering you. You get cold-like symptoms, like you got a cold. And every time I watch somebody and I see they're sick, or they're sick a lot, or more sick, I think maybe they got mold in their car and they don't realize it. That's the first thing that comes to my mind, because that's what happens when you have mold in your car. So I don't mess around with it anymore, because once your car is outsprayed with mold, man, it's hard. You gotta take it somewhere and get that mug cleaned out, and that calls for removing everything out of your car. And if you don't have a home base, what the freak do? You know, where are you gonna put your stuff? Storage, and that costs money. And you're living trying to save money. So I checked my car. Like today, I need to move my car and wipe my car down again today. I wipe my car down every time I get out. And I haven't done it in the last 2 days. So, but nobody talks about mold, man. Mold is real. And even the window covers, they create moisture, which can cause mold. They don't talk about that. But like I said, if you're constantly moving, you're probably not going to have that problem. I don't constantly move because it costs too much. But if you're constantly driving and moving, most likely you're not going to deal with mold. You're going to have condensation, but if you move a lot, driving around a lot, you're in the elements. And the sun helps dry out all that stuff too, just as much as your air or your heat. Heat and air in your car is different. So, and I also cook in here. I've never seen anybody on YouTube channel that lives in a Jeep that actually cooks in a Jeep. I cook in my car because I'm not cooking out in the cold. I'm not gonna do it. And I enjoy it. I enjoy being in this spot like I am now. I enjoy it. Right. After I'm done here, I'm clean up my mess, which I do avidly. I don't leave messes. And I'm gonna wipe down my car. Then I'm gonna come back in, chill, lay down a little bit. It's about 12 o'clock Central Time. And I'm gonna chill and lay down because I've just ate lunch. I put myself on a schedule because I don't have time to be overweight. Can you imagine being overweight in a car, trying to move around? It's hard. I'm not. If you're overweight, hey, well, I'm overweight for my height, but I go to the gym, I lift weights, so I'm able to move around comfortably. I'm able to crawl in this front seat if something happens, and that's what I think about. For me, I'm talking about me being overweight. I think about getting out of a certain situation and being in a certain, can I crawl around in my car? So my intentions of not being overweight is the purpose of me being safe. And you think that's crazy, live in your car. You'll find out why I'm saying that. You want to be able to climb in your seats. You don't want to have to get out of your car. And if you're in a van, you don't have to do that. But I'm in a Jeep. I have to be able to crawl into my seat. You can't do all that moving muscles if you're not in shape. You got to be in shape. I'm 53. I'm not perfect, but I'm in shape. Gotta be in shape. Living this lifestyle, to me, you gotta be more in shape than anything. Living this lifestyle. I don't eat out. That's a waste of money to me. I didn't do that much when I was in the sticks and bricks. I didn't do much of that. I'm sure not going to do it now. I absolutely do not eat out. It's wasting money. And the food's bad for you. I don't think the food's bad for you. Very picky about what I eat. What I put in my body. Don't eat a lot of bread. Although, Saturday, tomorrow, I gotta go pick up homemade bread somebody's making me. I will eat that. Sourdough bread is my favorite bread. And somebody's making me some. It's the best bread ever. I've had it before. Really good. But, God bless you guys. Whoever if you have to do this and live in your car, it's not the end of life. Don't treat your situation like it is. It's not the end of life. God's got something for you. That's who I trust in while I'm doing this. I don't stress over it. as much. Because I know it's not the end of life. So good. This is my lunchtime, so I'm eating while I'm talking to you. You guys rock. Keep on rocking. Keep on believing. Do what you gotta do. If you gotta move in your car because you can't afford rent, hey. If you're moving your car because you want to save money to buy something, hey. If you just want to try it out to see, hey. There's room for everybody. God bless you. Be blessed. See you next time.